Hello everyone. I am Ajahn Panchali Thongpanit or Ajahn Som. Okay, and this is my first video. Hope you guys enjoy this, and if there are any recommendations, I welcome all feedbacks. Okay. Now with the midterm exam exercise coming, 25%, you should be ready for the questions, okay? And we all know that there are going to be three parts in the midterm exam exercise, as I showed you in the Google Classroom. I have attached two files in there, so please open those files now. One file is called midterm exam exercise, and the other one is named gray matter. Okay, so we're going to look at the format of the exam first. Uh, on that day, the midterm exam day, uh, the Google Doc, what do you call it, the assignment will be placed in Google Classroom. Okay, so stay tuned when it's near the time. Be in front of the computer with a strong internet signal. And when you open the link, you will see that there's a Google Doc that kind of looks similar to this. Okay, so it will show you three parts, and then you have to type and then submit. When you finish, submit it back to the Google Classroom system. Okay, now I'm going to separate this video into three videos. Okay, part one for the first video, part two, second video, part three for the third video. Now, as you can see, the part one, it will be about the fable, which counts as 5 points, and it will be an unseen one, okay? So not the ones you've already studied. For part two, it will be about folk tale. This one, you've already seen the text, okay? So, and they already identified uh, the text that you have to read in advance, which is Little Red Riding Hood by Charles Perrault and The Girl and the Wolf by James Thurber. Yeah? Uh, and the third one, it will be a short play, a drama, okay? Unseen. So you will know on the date, okay? Let's start with the part one, Fable first. Okay, now the real text won't be the dove and the ant, okay, on that day, but this is the example of what the test is going to look like, okay? Now you can see that what do they want you to do? You always need to read the directions, okay? Write about 50 to 7 words, okay? I'll use the draw function for you to see. Okay, now 50 to 7 words. Okay, so not that long, only around a short paragraph. Okay, to identify one moral from the fable. Moral is like in Thai would be นิทานเรื่องนี้สอนให้รู้ว่า or in English it's the lesson that you gain from the story. What does this story try to teach you? Okay, that's moral. You have to identify one because one story there can be more than one morals. Then discuss how the chosen moral relates to present day situations. You see what they're doing here? You have to pick that moral and explain it. But the way you explain it, it has to relate to present day situations. What can happen today, nowadays, with humans, okay, not animals. And the way you explain that moral, you need to support it, right? Oh, see, like this is, it shows about good things, bad things. When you give your explanation, you also need to give examples and your support. The reason why you think that is the correct answer, okay? And the evidence should be clear and valid, okay? From where? Not from anywhere, from the fable. So you need to draw two things together, okay? You have to draw the present day situation to what happens in the fable, okay? So let's see the text first. The dove and the ant. An ant going to a river to drink fell in and was carried along in the stream. A dove pitied her condition and threw into the river a small bowl, by means of which the ant gained the shore. The ant afterward, seeing a man with a fowling piece aimed at the dove, stung him in the foot sharply and made him miss his aim, and so saved the dove's life. Okay? So when you see a story like this, do not panic if you don't understand every word, okay? As long as you understand the situation and the key elements here. So you know there are two characters here, just as the title suggests, okay? The dove and the ant. So when you have to compare it to real life situation, compare it with two things, okay? Now you can see an ant, something happens to the ant first, okay? Fell in the river, okay? And then what happens? A dove, even if you don't know what this word means, pitied her condition, the dove yeah, threw something into the river. Throw, okay? Threw into the river a small bowl, a small wooden stick, okay? Bowl is a wooden stick, by means of which the ant gained the shore. You just know that the ant is saved, okay? Because the shore is like out of the river. So the ant survived. Even if you don't know any words here, just know that something happened to the ant and the dove helped the ant. Okay? And now this is the other half of the story. Okay? Now something is going to happen to the dove. Okay? The ant sees a man with a fowling piece aimed at the dove. You even if what you don't know what this word means, it's something dangerous, okay? It's only after you open a dictionary that this is actually a gun, okay? But at least you can see from here that they use the word aim, which is should be a kind of weapon, right? If you aim something at something, especially a man aiming something at the bird, that thing should be dangerous, okay? So that's why this is the main verb, okay? The ant stung him. Sting, stung, stung, okay? So the ant hurt the foot of the human, okay? And made him is the man, miss his aim. And so saved the dove's life, okay? That is the key. Uh-huh. So as you can see, um, when the ant is in trouble, the dove helped the ant, and vice versa. When the ant saw that the dove is in trouble, the ant hurt the attackers, okay, and saved the dove's life. So in your head, you have to think first, like, if you are a parent, why would you tell this story to your maybe nephew or sons and daughters, okay? Or even brothers and sisters. And the thing is, if you tell, like, this is the keyword, okay? Saved the dove's life, and this one gained at the end gained the shore. So there are these two, they helped each other when the other is in trouble, okay? So what's the moral of the lesson? So the one that I think of, there might be more than one morals in a fable, okay? But they want you to identify only one, okay? But if you really can't make up your mind, okay, this could be choice number one and the other one is choice number two, okay? So from what I read, you have to answer the question first, okay, to identify one moral from the fable. See? So what you should say is, okay, the moral of the story is, and then write that. The moral could be in a sentence, okay? ทำดีได้ดีทำชั่วได้ชั่ว how do you say that in English? It could be, you can just explain, okay? You don't have to find the Thai exact equivalent to ทำดีได้ดีทำชั่วได้ชั่ว You can just say doing good things brings good things back to a person's life, okay? Or if you don't think that, you can think about helping each other. People should help each other for for both parties' benefit. Okay, both parties here means both persons. Okay, but for both parties for both persons, for clarity's sake, for both persons, mm, benefit. But actually, you should help another person without any benefits anyway, but it's okay. Now, okay, if you want to answer this, you have to say, okay, what the moral is, good things to a person's life. This moral, then you have to show how the chosen moral relates, right, to present day situation. So say it. This moral relates to, what does it relate to? Oh, okay. So in my head, it's not a situation yet, but I think it connects to a value in Thai society or a saying, an idiom, okay? That is about good and bad karma. Okay, this is what I thought. And now I have to explain what does it mean good and bad karma. Okay, but when I supply my answer, it has to be with clear and valid evidence from the fable. Okay, so in my head, it think of like a plot of a Thai soap opera. Okay, so maybe a man, for example, okay, for example, a woman, okay, a woman's car uh, broke down. It means her car is broken. Okay, maybe um, what do you call engine failure or whatever reasons is car broke down. Uh, and she, okay, a woman's car break down. Let's say it in present tense. Okay, breaks down, and she gets help from a male stranger. Okay. Ooh, could be like พระเอก นางเอก right? Like protagonist. Okay, gets help from a male stranger. She is very grateful for his help. For his help. Uh, okay, when she arrives at the office, he becomes turns out so when she arrives at the office, it turns out that he is her new, could be new boss. He is her new employee, her new, he is the company's, okay, new employee. Could be like that, okay? So the situation could be that, uh, that they might fall in love later, I don't know, but at least the girl, what do you call, has a chance to pay back, okay? Uh, so you have to say that so the woman helps back ไง เห็นไหม helps the man adjust to the new workplace นะ and they fell in love, could be and they fall in love with each other, in love with each other, okay, uh, uh, they marry they marry each other in the end. Okay. Could be okay. So if you want to use like this as an example, uh, it could you can you can't just write this and then that's the end of the story. Okay, you have to relate. So this is around, okay, 101 word, which is a bit long, I know. They want shorter answer than this. Okay, it's only 50 to 70 words, so maybe I can just write it shorter. For example, mm, uh, a woman, okay, so I'm going to make it shorter. A woman needs help with the car, uh, and she gets help from a male stranger. I can just cut this sentence. Okay, male's a stranger. Uh, you can compare it to the ant, yeah? Just like the ant that needs help with a stranger that needs help from. from the dove. Okay. When she arrives office. Okay. The woman helps the man adjust to the new workplace, just as just as the ant help, just as the ant helps the dove in the story เห็นไหมโอเคนี่ไงso let's see what's the length now. Still 101. Okay. Uh, this moral reflects good and bad karma. Okay, let's see. 70 words. Still 87. Do it shorter, okay, when it's your turn. Okay. For example, when she arrives, every turns on, the woman helps the man adjust to new. Okay, just at the end, help the story. Let's say it's no more than 70 words. Uh, okay, that's it. Or if you want to say should help each other for both persons' benefit, uh, hmm. So it depends on your reasons. If you want to use the second reason, you have to explain further. Okay, this is choice number two. I can delete. Okay. Uh, uh, okay. Now, number two, you have to say the moral of the story is okay. Okay, the moral of the story is people should help each other for both persons' benefits. If you choose this one, then you have to say, mm, maybe you don't like this, but if you can think of like the situation where in it relates to Thai idiom น้ำพึ่งเรือเสือพึ่งป่า so it means you have to think of a situation that both needs each other and they can't survive without each other's help. Okay, so could be so. Okay, I'm going to talk about politics now. So in an ideal world, okay, the good thing about democracy is that um, if you elect a representative or saw in this place to the what you call to the parliament, they are going to represent you and your community. And if you elect a good person, then the good person is going to bring back prosperity. Okay, so you can say if you want to compare the ant and the dove as the ant is the ant can be compared to, you can say it just like this, can be compared to uh, a citizen, to citizens in a community who in a community who needs help. Could be about road building. Could be a community who needs the road to be rebuilt. Because maybe to be repaired. Okay. Because like there are so many holes in the road around their village. Okay. Repaired. Who needs the road to be repaired. So they ask help. So they ask the what you call สส could be like a representative, a politician for help. Okay. And if things go according to plan, so on the other hand, and if what you call if the politician really the politician that politician once he helped the citizens, he is elected as their representative in the upcoming election. Okay, so as a reward, so if the politician helps the villagers, the citizens, in turn the citizens elect him to be their representative in the parliament, okay? So that in the future they can always help each other and improve the community. And that is so ideal, okay? That is a very, very bright, positive thing to think about. I don't know if it could be real in the present day or not, but let's say it could happen, okay? So you can think, the ants. So you see here, I think this is shorter. Yeah, 55 words, you see? That's not a long answer at all, but as long as you follow all the instructions in the beginning, okay? About identifying, first you have to identify, you see, the moral of the story. And then as you, what do you call, discuss the present day situation, you see, there are citizens. So in the past, they don't have citizens. And in the past, they don't have politicians. Okay. And when you explain, when you compare this to the present day situation, you also have to use the evidence from the fable. Okay. The ant, เห็นไหม? Prepared. Ah, so I also mentioned the ant here, and the politician. mm, Once he helped the city, is elected as their representative in the upcoming election. The same way, you can add more. Okay, the same way the dove is saved. Okay. Okay, it's saved in the story. Okay. Ah, just add a little more. Done. Okay. So as long as you mention that the politician is the dove. Okay, the politician and the dove. Okay, that's it. Okay. If I go too fast, or if you still have questions about how to do the first part of the midterm exam, just comment below. Okay, and then I'll help you with the rest. Okay. Now, okay, we just finished part one. Okay, see you in part two.